Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Greetings to all of us. Introducing, my name is Asitaalmufida. I'm writing this article together with several authors, include my Mr. Riandi, Ms. Rin Salihat, and Ms. Husni. However, on this occasion, I will present the result of our research entitled Analysis of the Implementation of ESD in Online Science Learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. First, I will explain the background of our research. The first point is about the importance of the role of education in contributing to the realization of sustainable development goals. As it's known, that sustainable development is an international program in maintaining the sustainability of human life on Earth, from various sectors ranging from environmental, economic, social-cultural, legal, and others. Education is considered to play an important role in realizing sustainable development goals because learning about sustainable development must be taught to the young generation from an early age, and it is through education that this can be done. But unfortunately, according to the results of previous research, it shows that education for sustainable development, which we study as ESD, is still poorly implemented in schools. In fact, success in achieving these ESD goals depend on the students and especially on the teachers who teach. In addition, the 2013 curriculum has also integrated the values of sustainable development, both explicitly and implicitly. Therefore, we want to know whether during the COVID-19 pandemic, education-based learning for sustainable development has been implemented in schools or not, especially in science learning. Next, I will explain about the method we use. This research is qualitative research with exploratory descriptive method, involving four research subjects, two of whom are teachers in different schools, and the other two subjects are students from different schools. The schools where the research was conducted were Madrasah Sanawiyah Cirebon and Cipakusat Junior High School. We got three data sources. Primary data was obtained from the result of the analysis of the teachers' lesson plans and the results of interviews with teachers and students. Then, secondary data was obtained from the result of a literature review and a supporting data obtained from the result of the student attitude questionnaire. The material that is the focus of our research is environmental pollution material in grade 7 and in semester 2. Okay, in this slide, I will describe the results of our research. There are 6 aspects that are observed when analyzing the teacher lesson plans, include learning objectives, learning materials, learning models, activities in learning, learning research use, and assessment techniques. In the aspect of learning objective, both teachers have the same goal, starting from aims for students to be able to explain, analyzing problem factors, to write or create ideas for searching to environmental pollution problems. Likewise, with the learning materials that are taught, both teach about the concept in the pollution materials. The learning model planned for use by the two teachers in this distance learning during the pandemic is conventional or lecture only and teacher centered. As for the learning activities, the teacher only asks students to read the material, watch videos, and work on the students' worksheet. Only two things are activities that must be done with students. In accordance with the activities, the learning research are only textbooks, videos, and LKPD. This will also be related to the assessment techniques or assessment plan by teacher. The assessment will be carried out on the LKPD and the student semester exam results. Okay, on the slide 5, I will explain the results of the research interview to the two teachers concerned. The results are relatively the same between teacher 1 and teacher 2. The most surprising thing from the interview result is related to teacher knowledge about ESD or sustainable development. But teacher explained that they didn't understand and didn't even know about it. From this result, the question is that how can teacher teach ESD values to students if they don't understand themselves and don't even know about ESD? Furthermore, it will be supported by real evidence of what classroom learning is like. Both explain that distance learning activities are teachers dominate and teacher centers. Plans in face-to-face learning cannot be implemented in distance learning. In addition, learning resources are limited. Teachers also experience several obstacles when teaching. In addition to inadequate school facilities, lack of motivation to learn is also an obstacle. So students are less active in learning and are reluctant to ask questions when there is material they don't understand. They are afraid to being wrong when they ask questions, so they choose to be silent and look for the answer themselves on the internet. This is dangerous if students cannot choose a reliable search of information, because it will have the potential for misconception. Network constraints are also major problem in distance learning. That's why it makes it difficult for teachers to burden students with a lot of activities during distance learning. Because of this, by school, it is considered burdensome for students in learning. In general, the teacher explained that ESD-based learning had not been implemented in school. The reason was that other than the teacher didn't understand ESD, the teacher was also not sure of the previously listed learning objectives, whether they had been achieved or not. So implementing ESD-based learning would be very difficult. Well, attainment after being give a little insight into ESD and SDGs by the research. The teacher believes that the principle of the sustainability really need to be taught to students, because it is to raise awareness of the importance of sustainable development to the next generation who will manage this earth in the future. Okay, in this slide, show the student attitude from the result of the questionnaire that were filled out by students. Overall, students have a positive attitude towards sustainability values. However, when viewed from the realization, they are still lacking in implementation than their attitude in the surrounding environment. It's evident from the result of teacher and student interviews, showing that in schools, students still often mix organic and inorganic waste in the same trash can and so on. This is also shown in the result of previous research that students are still lacking in realizing the values of sustainability in their daily lives. Okay, based on this result, it can be concluded that in distance learning, one, the values of sustainable development have not been integrated into learning in schools. Number two, teachers don't have insight into sustainable development or education for sustainable development. And number three, learning in schools, especially on environmental pollution, material is still dominated by conventional learning models such as lectures and teacher centered. Okay, that's all I can say. I apologize if during the presentation there were errors in speaking and error in explaining the results. I hope that we all stay healthy and always happy. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.